Well, welcome to everybody. And I'd especially like to welcome Jose James and his grandson, who's a aspiring lawyer. So as we said, we might have time to change that to a surgeon, but that will come. Now, this is the 39th year of the Foundation of Surgery, and it's a philanthropic arm of this college. The Royal Australasian College of Surgeons, often known as RACS, and you'll hear me talk about RACS many times. The vision of the foundation actually is extremely simple and a very clear vision, and that is a world in which people have access to quality surgical care. So to achieve this vision, the foundation raises funds through the generous support of people like yourselves, and you're terribly important to the ability of the foundation to do this sort of work. And the way we do that is to outline the challenges that we face in global health, in Indigenous health, and celebrating some of the achievements with you that those donations allow us to achieve. We have fundraising campaigns, but we also receive donations from fellows, from trainees and from IMGs, and from a lot of friends of the foundation. And I'm actually very proud, as the president of the college, even though I'll be defrocked in 4 days, as Kingsley has made very clear, that surgeons are actually very good philanthropic people. They donate fairly regularly through their subscriptions to this area of surgery, and including the Pledge a Procedure campaign. And this campaign is when a surgeon will pledge the money of a major procedure that he commonly does to the foundation. And I think this has been a very successful campaign. So a special thanks to those who've gone before, those who have left bequests with the foundation to enable us to do this very important work, and which enables us to progress the vision of that foundation on things to come. So it's a long-term benefit, and as Kingsley said, a legacy to leave behind to individuals and to communities that are clearly less fortunate than ourselves. So these activities enable us to do the substantive generation of funds so that we can do this sort of work. And as Kingsley also indicated, we work in three major areas. We work to support global health. And the support from the last year, 2018, enabled some 25,000 specialty consultations to occur. It also enabled some 2,500 clinical procedures to be undertaken. And more importantly than ever, we had 509 local health workers trained to do that within their own country. The foundation also works in Indigenous health, and we have scholarships in Indigenous health, and 3 Aboriginal and 1 Torres Strait Islander and 4 Maori medical students benefit from scholarships to attend this ASC. Some 200 Indigenous delegates were supported to attend educational symposiums, and 4 Aboriginal and 1 Maori doctor are supported during their advanced training into surgery. And we have one major project going on in Indigenous health, and that's Indigenous ear health. The other thing that the foundation does so well, and is very important in surgery and the improvement of the outcomes for all people of the world, is the scholarships. We give out 89 scholarships annually to facilitate important work in understanding disease and understanding treatment modalities. And this research and education opportunity is made possible from these bequests. RACS has become one of the largest funders in the world per capita, funding of around $2.7 million. We're the second largest funder in the world, but on a per capita basis, we are the largest. And I think we should be enormously proud. In fact, you should be enormously proud to allow RACS to be in that position. It's the flow and effect of research that benefits all of the community. Through your support, we can actually achieve these changes. Well, there's substantial challenges there still. And this year's Pledge of Procedure campaign is dedicated to ensuring the sustainability and the ongoing legacy in RACS's Timor-Leste program. It's the largest global health and foundation program that has been undertaken, and we plan to hand it to the local governance at the end of next year. So it's very important that this be sustainable. Now, as Kingsley outlined, and he's taken the rest of my speech away from me, is that Timor-Leste involvement with RACS is about 1999. And it was in response to very significant needs in that country after a prolonged civil crisis by the independence movement initially, after the Portuguese colonial rule finished in 75, but then the Indonesian occupation of the small country for the next 15 years. And the destruction and loss of the infrastructure in health and education particularly was clearly apparent on the withdrawal of the occupying forces. Less obvious, but probably more important, was the impact, was the loss of the human resource, was the professional skills that were lost, was the experience and the morale of the people. And I think that is very clearly understood. The scoping mission, as Kingsley indicated, found that the medical workforce was only 20 doctors for 700,000 people. And there was very little facilities for those doctors to be able to exercise their arms. As Kingsley indicated, there were several phases. The first phase, trying to just bring in essential surgical care to the people. The second phase was sending away people to get the skills needed for in-country activities. And the last phase was really to develop their educational facilities with the Ministry for Health of East Timor. And that at the same time, RACS developed the eye program because of the enormous burden of eye disease in that country. So capacity building has always been at the heart of all RACS programs, and workforce development initially required us to send these people away, as I've said, and they then came back and helped lead the next phase of the development. Now, in 2017, initially there was 118 people joined the programs that were developed. In 2017, 25 doctors formally graduated through these programs, and a further 10 in 2018 developed specialist qualifications, high qualifications, known as the Master of Surgery. The program trained the first 6 general surgeons in that country. So the theme of this year's dinner is our legacy. And for East Timor, this legacy is the consolidation of the in-country postgraduate programs to enable the capacity that we've created to be sustainable and on a sustainable trajectory to meet the needs of their population as we get ready to hand it to local teams at the end of 2020. The lives, in fact, of so many people will depend on the robustness of these programs and when it graduates to a locally run entity. So I ask you all to reflect on creating your own legacy to help this trajectory be sustainable. And consider a request, and as Kingsley said, please don't do it tonight and get run over, we don't want that, but something that leaves behind a permanent legacy for this country and for surgery and the advancement of surgery for all mankind in a global setting. Unlike all charities, 100% of your donation goes to that purpose. And RACS, as a college, supports all the infrastructure and administration around that. So thank you again for your support of the foundation, for your generous donation and anticipation of potential other donations. Enjoy your meal, and I hope to talk to you many during the evening. Thank you very much.